Hey everyone, welcome back to Dev Parkour. I know it's been quite a while since I recorded a video, and I'm sorry for that. Um, in this video, I wanted to talk real quick about what your company can be doing to help promote your career development. And first off, I want to say this is not an exhaustive list. Every company has a different idea of what they want to provide, and some companies provide a pretty extensive list of opportunities, of options, um, and I'm always learning about new things. So, this list that I described in this video, um, tomorrow I could learn of a new tool and realize that this list is out of date. But these are just some of the things that come to my mind when I think of, what would I expect from a company, or what am I familiar with companies providing to their employees to help you along your career journey and make sure that you don't stagnate, and make sure that you get engaged in the way that you really want to. Because in my last video, I think it was the last video, again, it's been a while, but I believe the main topic of that was basically that one of the major reasons that people leave their jobs is because they don't feel like they're going anywhere. They don't feel like there's anywhere for them to go to. There's an opportunity for them to go next, and they feel like they're ready to take that next jump, and they need to go somewhere else in order to do that, or they don't feel like the company is preparing them adequately for that next jump, so they need to go somewhere else, where they can either learn by doing that job or go somewhere that is going to train them to be able to make that jump in the future. So let's talk career development. The obvious kind of answer to this question is skills, right? So if you're looking to get better at a particular programming language, things like Pluralsight and Udemy and LinkedIn Learning actually has a surprising amount of relevant content. But some platform like that to teach you skills that you don't already have, or to teach you the next level of skills that you want to level up on. So that's kind of the obvious thing to me. I feel like most companies, I would even suggest that all companies should provide access to something like Pluralsight. It's super easy, super cheap. It's cheaper than any other benefit they might offer. So I would strongly encourage companies to offer something like Pluralsight, Udemy, LinkedIn Learning, something along those lines. Another thing that I would definitely recommend, and I would expect of any company, is that in your one-on-ones, well, have regular one-on-ones. Managers should have regular one-on-ones with their direct reports. Direct reports, if you're not having regular one-on-ones with your manager, ask. Most managers I've run into will happily set up time to talk with their reports. It might not be their typical style to have a weekly one-on-one or a bi-weekly one-on-one, but if that's something you really want and you really need, absolutely ask. I mean, the worst thing they can do is say no, and maybe you start looking for a job that will provide that for you. But realistically, I don't think there's any manager out there that wouldn't say, yes, I can make time to talk to you about where you want to go with your career, and help you get there. So that's kind of step one, is have regular one-on-ones. Step two of that is, in your one-on-ones, talk about where you want to go with your career, what you want to learn. Ask your manager for guidance, especially if you want to go somewhere that your manager has been, or even if you don't want to go the management track. I'd say, especially if you're a junior or mid-level, like, definitely ask your manager how to get to mid-level or to senior, because your manager has, more likely than not, has been a senior at some point in their career. If you want to go the management route, ask them what you need to do in order to be a manager, and not just from the perspective of obviously there needs to be a management position open, or you can't become a manager in that organization. But specifically from the perspective of soft skills, even harder skills like breaking down a problem and that sort of thing. But communication and working with people is a huge part of management. So yeah, and then even beyond that, if what you really want to do is be CEO of a company or start your own company, maybe your manager has experience with that. Maybe your manager can find you a mentor who can help you, help prepare you for that eventual jump. Regardless of what company we work at, we shouldn't be operating under any delusions that people are going to be spending their entire career at the same company. That was true a generation or two ago, but most of us will not retire from the same company that we started our career at. I mean, honestly, most of us are not even working at the same company that we started our career at. Most of us spend 2 to 4 years at a company and then move on to something else. The longest I've been at a company is 3 years, and I was planning to be there longer, but events, that was not to be. But even if I had been there longer, I probably wouldn't have been there longer than 5 or 10 years, and then I would have gone on to something else. So, that's just, nothing against these individual companies. It's just we grow and change as we go through our career. Technology is changing so rapidly and so much that we're going to be different engineers at a different point in time. So it really makes sense for us to be having those conversations with our managers, with the expectation that, yeah, we're going to stay for as long as, everybody's happy, and we're going to try to strive to keep everybody, on the same page, and keep everybody happy, and keep developing, both sides of the relationship, and make sure that it's fulfilling for both the company and for us as employees. But eventually there's going to come a day when it's just time. Like it's time for us to take the next step in our career journey. And we will have, it's more like a graduation beyond the company rather than a, not being a fit anymore, right? This should be seen as a positive thing. And that's something that you can talk to your manager about. And then the next thing is, more intentional mentorship. I can see this taking kind of 2 different forms. One is you find a mentor, someone you look up to, someone who has done what you want to do, and is willing to teach you what they know. This can be someone that you've worked with before. This can be someone that you just know. Maybe you haven't worked directly with them, but they've still done what you want to do. And, have a cup of coffee with them weekly, monthly, and just start learning from them. The second form this can take is there are actually services that do like, I want to say anonymous, but that's not really the word that I'm looking for. It's third party. It's essentially mentorship, but it takes a slightly different form. It's more, you're not picking someone because there's someone and someone who has done what you want to do specifically. They are someone who has those skills and has that experience, but there's someone who has absolutely no investment in your company, no investment in necessarily your specific career journey. They're more there for as a sounding board, and to help you process the situations that you're in. So they don't know who you are. They don't know who you're working with. The extent of their context is what you tell them in maybe a 1-hour session every couple of weeks. And one such service is something called Bravely. I have yet to try it out. It actually looks pretty cool. I'll be honest, when I heard about it for the first time, I was kind of skeptical. But I have seen lots of other people get benefits from it. And since that time, I've actually had a few experiences that I can think, maybe having something like Bravely would have helped me be in a better position to navigate some things. So that's all I can think of at this point, but I'm sure there are more that you can think of. If you can think of anything, go ahead and leave that down in the comments. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, like the video. I appreciate that. And go ahead and subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell. I know I keep saying I'm going to post more regularly. Lots of stuff going on here. And lots of stuff that I want to do with the channel. I just, because there's so much stuff going on, I don't want to put together a video that I can't be proud of, that I don't feel good about posting. So there will be more videos coming soon. I'll say soon, but this is in the football sense of soon. The 2-minute warning doesn't necessarily mean there are 2 minutes left to play. It usually stretches out to be more like 10 or 15 minutes with commercials and stuff like that. Anyway, soon there will be more videos, and I want to actually get into some real coding, dive into coding, show you some really, what I think are really cool aspects of computer science, and some things that you probably haven't seen built on any other YouTube channel. So stay tuned for those. Click that subscribe button, click that notification bell, and get notified when those videos get released. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.